Assalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah. Welcome, brothers and sisters. This is Ihsan. Recently, I did a video that was titled, What is a Shaykh? Now, the question that I get very often is how to find a Shaykh. But before I wanted to address that question, I wanted to first make sure that we address the question of what is a Shaykh so that we know what we're looking for. If you haven't seen that video, I will link it down below. Please check that out. And this is a continuation of that topic. So this video is how to find a Shaykh. First and foremost, intend, ask. First and foremost, intend and ask to be guided to one of the guides upon the path. When I first began studying faith and religion, when I first started sincerely practicing Islam in university, I quickly realized that I needed guidance, that this religion, that faith was an ocean of knowledge, and that there were different and diverging opinions and approaches. And amongst the group of people that I was studying with, I felt a tremendous lack of spirituality. I felt a tremendous lack of mercy and compassion, of love and of wisdom and of balance. And at the time, I didn't really know much about a shaykh, about the shaykh and murid sort of relationship or system. I didn't know much about what's sometimes referred to as Sufism, but I knew what I needed. I knew that I needed a guide. I knew that I needed somebody that I could trust. And this was literally my intention, my dua. And I didn't even make this as a conscious dua that, oh Allah, guide me to someone that I can trust. But I did articulate. I used to keep a journal. I still do. Although the way that I write has evolved tremendously since then. But in my journal, back in the day, I remember writing, I need someone that I can trust. May God guide me to someone that I can trust. And it wasn't long thereafter that I received a call and an invitation to attend a gathering of a shaykh, of a traditional Sufi system, of a traditional Sufi path. And that was the beginning of a long and incredibly expansive journey into the depths of faith, religion, and spirituality. I then was connected to who would become my blessed Shaykh. May Allah Almighty sanctify and raise his soul. So the first step in seeking a Shaykh is acknowledging that this is Allah's will, that He wants us to have guides and leaders, that this is the method of transmission in the religion. We cannot be guided without guidance that comes through guides that Allah has established. First and foremost, the prophets of Allah, the prophets and messengers of God, and then their inheritors, the people of knowledge. As I explained in the previous video, people of knowledge are not just people of academic or formal knowledge, but people of insight, people of knowledge of both the outer and the inner aspects of the faith, people of sincerity, people of excellence, those whom Allah has commanded us in the Quran to keep company with, to seek and to keep company with, the truthful. So if you're at the point now in your personal journey, in your spiritual path, where you recognize you need to find a guide, that you now require a shaykh who is an example, a leader, an exemplar, a model for you to follow and for you to refer to, first and foremost, make the intention and sincerely ask and pray to Allah and know that your prayer will be answered. When we make dua, we can't have doubt, especially when we're asking for what Allah has willed for humanity, whether it is a shaykh, whether it's a spouse, whether it is strength in the religion, whether it is knowledge, whether it is about learning. If Allah wants these things for us, and clearly He wants everything that is good for us, then have no doubt that He will and wants to answer your dua. So make the dua, make the intention, and believe that it is going to be accepted. Number one. Number two, take action. These are the two components of success: intending and supplicating, and also then moving, taking action. Seek or acknowledge what you have already been led to. And if your heart is not settled, continue seeking, continue looking. Now, you may find a situation in which you are more attracted to and connected to a representative of a shaykh, one who acts to the best of their abilities on behalf of a shaykh to support others upon the path. You may find that as your connection to a living lineage of shaykhs, of teachers, of masters, of guides, of purified and perfected trainers of the way that go back all the way to the Prophet of Allah ﷺ. And if that's an easier connection for you, at least at this stage on your path, then hold to that. We're all links in a chain. The chain begins with the Holy and Blessed Prophet ﷺ and his companions and their companions and their companions down to this very day. In the case of our Shaykh, there are hundreds of thousands, if not millions, of those who are connected to and attached to him, Qaddasallahu sirruhu. So there's no way that he can have personalized guidance. There's no way for people to have constant access to a Shaykh who has hundreds of thousands of people that look towards him for guidance, for support, for leadership. And so he has representatives established throughout the world, those who have been with him, who have kept company with him for decades. And so you may find yourself connected to or attracted to one of those representatives. And then you are connected thus to the lineage that connects us all back to the Prophet of Allah. It's quite simple, brothers and sisters, how to find a shaykh: intend and make dua, and then seek. And who seeks shall find. Now do please reference the earlier video where I describe what is a shaykh, so you will know when you find someone that you can trust as a means to support you upon the path to Allah. And once you have found a guide or a shaykh, once you found someone that is connected to a shaykh, that is a representative that you trust, then do your best to keep company with them. And even then, you may not be able to keep physical company. If you can, that is ideal. But at whatever capacity you can keep company with, whatever capacity you can tune to the people of remembrance, to the people of the path, whether it is to audio, video, books, through any means, they are all forms of suhbah or companionship. So make that connection, take on the additional practices, right? Not required practices, but nawafil, the additional supererogatory practices, additional adhkar, additional prayers that help connect you and cement you, that anchor you and root you upon the path. I hope this helps, brothers and sisters. I do want to keep it a bit brief, but if you do have related questions, put them in the comments below. If there's something that I haven't answered, if it's not clear or obvious, I will try to address it, inshallah, in future content. May Allah Almighty guide you, bless you, reward you, support and strengthen us all, inshallah, and lead us to the company of those with whom He is pleased. To your divine and eternal success. Fi aman Allah. Wassalamu alaikum wa rahmatullah.